Hello, how's everybody? Happy 420. It's your affable, personable, overexcited host, Jeff Kravitz, 420 Live. I've been trying to make the best of a bad situation for the past 7 months. Every day I try to step out on the right side of the bed and, get myself balanced to try to deal with everything coming at you. And let's face it, folks, it's a shitstorm right now. There's so many things coming at you at the same time. You can't focus. It's just like boom, 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 wait. And as soon as you start to watch one thing, something else grabs your attention away. You can't even finish watching. You're like, what happened to that story? Oh, wait, there's something else going on. There's something else taking my attention, sucking me dry, trying to get the dollars out of my pocket. And then no fun on top of it. Where's our fun? What happened to the fun? What happened to the spontaneity, jumping on planes and going to Vegas for the weekend and going to see bands that you loved and music festivals? Remember your friends calling you up and be like, hey, guess what? I got tickets. I got this. And we're going to go here. What do you think? And you'd be like, let me ask my wife. I got to juggle. And, trying to make excuses, but in the end you wanted to go. And then you'd go and you'd have a great time. And you come home, you'd be all tired. And you'd be like, oh, man, I can't. I'm getting too old for this. And that's something I'm never going to say again. I'm never too old for anything. And I'm sure most of you that know me know that I don't live my life like that to begin with. I have this outlook of energy and wanting to be involved and engaged and to communicate with people and connect with human beings, which is why we come here every day, Monday to Friday. And, I've had many, many great friends come into the world. Nick Cassarino has been on the show before. Jen Hartswick was on about a month or so ago with our friend Michael Weintraub from Instrument Head. And everybody's at it. Everybody's trying to make it work. We're trying to get back to some kind of level of normalcy. But then you hear these things. But then people are getting together in small groups, and that's where it's growing in people's houses. I just don't know what to take. But there's bright news on the horizon. Abbott's Laboratory has come out with a saliva test that takes 5 minutes that you can have at your house, at your front door when your friends come in. And you can spit in a little thing, and you could be like, oh, look, I want this. I want to let my friends in tonight. And I think that's the way to hang out. You could go get a real coronavirus test for free. In LA, there's many places to do it. And then make sure you're clean. And then when you get to your friend's house, take it again. Make sure you're clean when you walk in. And I think that's the new paradigm of hanging out and how we're going to get through things. And you can order them now. I think they're $5 each, but you have to get them through a broker right now. So if you got a connection for a broker, you can get these 5-minute tests, which I'm going to stock up on because it's time to start having backyard get-togethers. I'm in LA. The weather's a lot nicer all year long. We're looking for all the bands that have been playing on the East Coast that we've been watching this summer patiently from the West Coast to make the move west for the winter. We can go for another 6 months here before you can play back in Vermont or back in Connecticut. So come on out, Goose. Come on out, Twiddle. Come on out, Trey. We got to get everybody on the bus, though. That's the problem, is getting everybody everywhere. And we don't know. It's logistics. It's all logistics. And then as soon as you're about to do something, someone's like, yeah, but no. Yeah, but I got my mom at home. Or, yeah, I'm going to take this home. I'm just so sick of it. I'm ready for it to end. And I'm sure we all are. We're all in the same boat. I'd like to go back to my old job of taking photographs and asking publicists and managers for a photo pass rather than to talk to an artist. Because let's face it, I never realized how difficult ultimately it was and what kind of hole you dig yourself in at 5 days a week. You're like, okay, constantly wanting to talk to people. And it's great because it's forced me to reach out and be involved in many, many different things that I would have never been involved with before. So I want to thank you all for your patience over the past 150, today's 153, show 153. That's 153 hours of Kravitz. So if you've been in for any percentage of that, if you're still saying you're still tuning in, thank you for tuning in. And today we have the lovely Jen Hartswick on, and I'm not going to leave her waiting anymore. I've done my opening 5. And hi, Jen. Thank you.
I'm applauding your opening 5, which was legitimate 4:59, and then you're really good at this.
Thank you.
You're really good at this. You seem like you've done it like, I don't know, like 153 times. That's like really good.
Yeah, but you know what? It's funny because yesterday I started the show and I came on, and one of the photographs I wanted to share later was up. I had the wrong camera on. Then when I started talking, my audio was off. So I started a second time, not realizing my audio was off. And then people were like, "Oh, Kravitz, we can't hear you." And then I'm like, "Oh shit." So I did take 3 to start my show yesterday.
Wow.
And then got home and started getting into the whole Mercury retrograde thing, which starts today. Congratulations. Okay. And that goes till November 3rd. And obviously it starts a little bit earlier, right? Because it's warming you up for the shit show that's about to come.
Right.
Have you noticed anything in your life going a little strange lately? Like plans or logistics?
Yeah, the entire year is I feel like it probably started in like March, but okay. Yeah, it could start today. Today's cool.
You obviously were taking off our game, right? What were you about to do when this all went to hell?
Oh man, I was about to have the year of my life. But like, in all honesty, my spring was so jam-packed with unbelievable stuff and lucrative stuff, and it's just like, nope, we're not doing that. We're gonna not do any of that. Like the day before you were gonna go, we're just gonna take it all away. It's fine.
It did start right when spring tour was about to start for everybody. And a lot of people were about to either wrap up their winter tours and had like a week or 2 left, or just about to go out again.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say lucrative, because it's really cut our purse strings. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't believe the amount of work that I haven't done. It's the least I've worked in since I've been 14, probably.
Exactly.
Which is great.
Whatever. We can sit around and bitch about it, or we can get real creative, or we can, maybe some people are wealthy enough to just, it doesn't affect them. That's amazing. I don't know anyone like that. I know like 2 people like that.
Well, if I sold everything and lived out of a teepee, I'd be all right.
Oh, great. That sounds totally viable.
These days, I'm up just for about anything. So you're in Denver.
I'm in Denver.
And I guess my question is, do you have to go into quarantine if you go to New York City?
It depends on where you come from.
And is Denver one of those places that's okay?
No, Denver is okay.
It is.
Well, it changes every week. So you got to be aware of what the hell is going on, or you just plug your ears and say it's all bad. Because
I would think in the next 7 weeks, you're going to be in New York City.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Just kidding. Am I a great poker player? Yep.
Okay, good. Because I was just like, Jen's in Denver. I'm like, that's really inconvenient with what's going on.
Right, I'm going to be here for a while, so people can get their hopes up and get their hearts broken, or just go with the flow and enjoy the fact that they don't know what's happening. I think that's the most amazing part about it, is because with the invention of the internet and with the invention of answers at your fingertips, my favorite shit is not knowing the answer to something and like having people actually wonder for one time in their whole lives. Like, just sit back and enjoy it. We don't have to know everything.
They can't help themselves though, because
you don't agree with me.
No, it's not that. It's because that scene, it's all about knowing something first.
Right, but like, get over yourself. Just enjoy the fruits of someone else's labor. Someone worked very hard to keep shit from you. Now just honor their wishes, turn on the thing, and watch it.
How many gigs have you done without an audience during the pandemic with other players?
None.
Zero.
I haven't done any streams. I have done 0. So we're in Denver, we're in Colorado Nick and I are in Colorado doing a bunch of outdoor private shows, mostly at people's homes, all super distanced, really safe and awesome. And, there's usually like 20 people super spread out, and the host is awesome. And so we've been doing that, which has been like such a gift for all of us. It's a gift for us to be able to do it. People were like there. I don't think I've been at one yet. We've done probably five or 6 where there haven't been at least 3 or 4 people crying. Like 25% of the people are just so moved by live music, and they're so hurting. So I don't know, we just feel really privileged to be able to do that.
Well, it's a huge release for all of us, but you haven't
Yeah.
played any at home or streams with a band, not live, and this is the first you've done in front of a small crew. And are these streaming too, or are these just private shows right now?
Private shows.
So the 16th, well, we're going to get to this with Nick. So I had a couple, I went diving into my photo archive, and I had to share before we bring Nick in. Like, this is 2002, I want to say.
Oh God, make it stop. Can you put that away now?
Hey, what?
What's happening there?
Yeah, but you know what? You are a baby. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's 18 years ago. I mean, and you're only 30 now, so you were 12 years old when you started playing with Trey.
Exactly. That's actually not even me. That's my older sister.
And you know, he's
a little more normal.
Yeah, this was a little bit more recent too.
Yeah.
And this is 2015 Jazz Fest.
You know what that was? Wait, go back to that one. That I had that day or the day before, I had just gotten this entire tattoo. Where is it? This whole thing, all the birds and everything. And I was wearing, it was kind of chilly out, and I was wearing that thing over me, and it hurt so bad. It was like a scratchy netting jacket, and it hurt so bad, and it's all I could think of. Because I had just sat on the chair for 11 hours and gotten tattooed the day before.
11 hours.
Yeah, never again.
Oh my God.
Totally sober. 11 hours, totally sober.
In a chair in New Orleans. I found this old shot of you and Chew.
Hey, I know that guy.
And this is, I want to say this is like 2008 or, does that sound right? When you were you played with these guys?
No, that's more recent than that, because we were married and we just celebrated 6 years. So we were married at that point.
Okay, so probably, well, it's Bonnaroo, it's Robert Randolph, it's You and the Word is what it is. It looks like.
That's Jazz Fest.
Oh, Jazz Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the Acura stage, I think.
All right, I believe it.
I believe it.
And there's you and Trey. You're a little block there.
Oh, look at my red hair. This is my niece makes fun of me during this period of my life. Where were we here? Holy shit.
This was Bonnaroo 2004, I want to say, when he did the it looks like when he did the conducting
orchestra thing.
The orchestra.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
Okay, memory lane.
There's your whole life flashing before your eyes in like 10 minutes. And
just in case you're wondering why I have a picture of like 19-year-olds Dave Matthews behind me, I'm in my friend's guest room.
In Denver. That's good. That's good. Because I know you're not.
She sleeps with a picture of 19-year-old Dave Matthews above her bed. 16-year-old Dave Matthews, yes.
All right. Well, tell us how Nick Cassarino came into your life.
Oh boy. I met Nick Cassarino when he was 14 years old. Dave Grippo and I were judging a high school battle of the bands. I was 19. And Nicholas Cassarino was a freshman and had a band. And we sat there all day. It was horrible. We sat there all day while like 20 different high school bands, everybody got 3 songs.
Ooh, it
was unbelievable. And they obviously, whoever was programming it knew Nick, because they put Nick last. So I spent all day listening to these terrible children. And then Nick and I was like, who is this kid? This kid's amazing. Writing his own songs, singing like a boss, playing like a boss. And so that's when we met. And I mean, we didn't start going on the road together until he was out of high school, because he had to finish high school. But we've been playing together ever since. That was 20 years ago.
Wow.
So that's how long we've been at it.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Let's bring in the one and only Nick Cassarino.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. How long had you been playing at that point?
It was fresh. Actually, at that point, I was 14, 12, 3 years, 2 or 3 years.
And you're already writing your own songs and had your own thing going on?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was in a pretty heavy Dave Matthews phase at that point, actually. I went straight from punk rock like Operation Ivy to crash into me.
That's why you're so fucking sensitive.
Then couldn't help it.
Yeah.
How was it like with Jen around the neighborhood? Everybody knew who she was, obviously, everybody that was playing that day.
Mm-hmm.
So what was her feedback? Like, did she get in your face like after the show to come up to talk to you?
Yeah, we spoke then. I had another one of my teachers was actually there with her, Dave Grippo, who was also playing with Trey at that time. Yeah, we spoke at the end. We knew who she was.
Just a legend. And then how did you come about like finally saying we need to play together? Was that your idea or was that her idea?
I think it was her idea.
Fine. I think I was waiting for you to graduate high school.
Fair.
Feel you. Fair enough. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, and you know what? That doesn't sound pervy or cougary at all. I just want to.
Cool. Listen. I can neither confirm nor deny.
You're on the hot seat right now.
Let's start some weird shit. Let's start some weird rumors right now.
But it's pretty funny. You're poaching high school kids. You're like, this kid,
this young boy.
He's got what it takes. I need to take him on the road.
Yeah, and just take him away from his family and show him what life is about.
And your instrumental configuration of the two of you is interesting because I haven't seen too many people with an acoustic guitar, or when Nick plays acoustic and plugged in, and then you play trumpet and sing together. And it's just a very interesting, because usually you need some kind of rhythm, or you want to have other players there laying down something to make it easier on you. But you guys are carrying all the weight. Actually, Nick handled most of the rhythm, right?
Nick handles all the things. I just sit there and that's it. I just sit there. He's doing everything.
That's why you poached him.
That's exactly right. That's why my cougar ass poached him.
You're like, this kid that can do all the work. I get to sing. It'll be great.
That's it.
And he's loved it.
Yes. He was dumb enough to say yes. So now there's no going back.
Well, you were 18 when you had the phone call from Trey, right?
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
17 years old. You told me the story. You were backing out of your garage, your driveway with fully packed car, and the phone rang. So
yeah, I just quit college. I just quit school. So we had met earlier. We had worked together when I was 17 on One Man's Trash and then Farmhouse. And then I was in college and lasted like 3 semesters before I needed to get the hell out. And I had my car packed up and I was leaving. I didn't know where I was going. I was just going back to my folks' place. I was like, I'll figure it out. And my phone rang 10 minutes out of the driveway. And he's like, hey, you want to be in a band with me? I was like, sure. He's like, we're leaving in 2 weeks. I was like, okay. I drove straight to his house. We started rehearsals. And that was 20 years ago.
Crazy. Those are early pictures, 2002. That was kind of right around then, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of nuts. And Nick, it's kind of the same thing. You were at fresh out of high school, and all of a sudden you have an older musician, not much older, but it's say, I want to help, you with your talent at that point. What happened the next 4 years? You were a freshman when you won the contest. I guess, did you win every year that contest for the next 3 years?
No, we left on a high note and kept it moving. I got heavy into studying jazz and was really blessed to have some really good local teachers. Vermont, per capita, has some pretty spectacular composers, instructors, and performers jazz-wise. And Jenny was playing with one of my teachers named James Harvey, who's a brilliant composer, drummer, piano player, trombone player. And he had a band called Garuda. And I would go see them. My dad would take me to go see them at the Red Square, which is it was a jazz club at the time, kind of. I mean, it was jazz a couple times a week. And I remember watching there, and then they had a big show at the Flint Space, and I was studying with James at the Flint Arts Organization, which is a big theater there. They have some in residency teacher thing. So I was studying with James then, and then so I was really into jazz at the time, and I saw Jenny playing jazz with James. I was like, damn, that's amazing. And then I moved immediately to downtown Burlington after I totaled my car immediately after I graduated high school, and because I had gigs downtown, and I needed to walk to them with my amp. All the shit, which I was 18, and yeah, and I was living with a couple guys that coincidentally were touring with some of the early stages of the Jennifer Hartswick band. Ari Filman Cohen on bass, Andy Morose, who was also with Trey at the time and played with you, Jenny, and then Dave Diamond, who was a guitar player who played with Jen too throughout while I was in high school when I wasn't able to go on the road. Yeah.
And so that was the influence you had growing up. And this is all in Burlington for people that aren't familiar with the area we're talking about, right?
Burlington.
This is the Burlington music scene that was happening. I mean, besides Fish, you would think normally everybody would be down with Fish, but obviously you guys had higher calling musically. And when you're learning, it's a different thing. And jazz is really attractive because the players are all exceptional. So it sets a high bar for you as a student.
Absolutely. Yeah, Burlington, the scene there. So I have been told, like, I was just a few years late from a few years later from a couple legendary clubs, like this one called Club Toast, which early Dave Matthews Band played in, Fish played in. There's a couple other ones downtown. Jenny, do you remember any of them?
Hunts was actually a little bit from my time too, because I didn't get to Burlington until I was, a young 20s. But yeah, Hunts was there too.
Right, because that whole scene was by the time I graduated high school in 2004, all those clubs were gone, and that time was a little past for that heyday downtown Burlington.
It's a different scene. So you guys started playing together. How many years has it been now? 8? Yes,
more than 8. I mean, yeah. We met 20 years ago, so 16.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
How has the act changed?
Same old shtick. Same
shit.
You're doing the same 10 songs every night?
Hey, let's go, guys.
If you're lucky. 8.5. It's cool because, our relationship has changed. Our friendship has gotten deeper. We've gotten to know each other's families. He's getting married in 6 days.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
We've lived a lot of life together, knowing each other and being friends. And so I think our music is deeper because of that. We've gotten a chance to write a lot more over the last 5 years together. And our bond is super close, but our trust is really deep. And I think when you only have one other person to rely on musically, it better be trustworthy. So, right. It's, like that you go to like an improv comedy class or whatever, and the whole thing is yes and, right? Yes, and this happened, and this happened. And that's sort of what we do all night long. It's like, right. He'll play something, and I'll be like, fuck yeah, man. And I go off of that, and he goes off of that. And it's just a constant conversation all night. It's my favorite thing to do. It's like, it's so rewarding and enjoyable. I don't know.
And plus the two of you and all your gear fit in a small car.
Yeah.
Just want to thank God for that.
Because Nick, it's not like you have a lot of people in the band. There's only 3 of you, but still, drums and bass and the amps and all this crap. It's a lot, right?
Drums, bass. Yeah, everybody's got like 2 of everything, and one of them's big.
Yeah, and Jen, when you tour with Trey, there's 8 people, right? 8 in the band.
In the band, and one of them is Ciro.
And he takes, so that's like a 5 people, right?
That's a whole truck by itself. It's a whole tractor trailer.
How big's the crew that Trey rolls with?
I've never counted, but a dozen at least.
Yeah.
More than that, maybe 14, 15.
That's what's up.
That's the way to do it. And now he's just set up in the same place for 8 weeks. I thought the Garden was good when they had it just set up there, sitting there every week for you. But this is,
yeah,
just come in, your gear's all set up. Let's go rehearse today. I mean, we know he's going to change it up and have a lot of people, and everybody's intrigued. I think it's great that we all have something to focus on of that level, because we know that bands like that are going to have a hard time playing. The Umphreys, the Twiddles, the Goose, they're going to be able to do the drive-ins and stuff like that. But, you know, Trey would just disappoint too many people, I think, and he wants to make sure that he brings it to does that make sense? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, he really, really, really cares, and he knows how much people need it, you know, how much people are suffering right now. And if he can bring joy to the masses, then that's the thing he's best at. So,
and playing keeps you stay limber and in tune when you're playing all the time. Did you find you guys a little bit rusty when you started practicing again, or was like, let's go?
I mean, I was ready to go, but for a couple months, I sort of like, for the first few months, I did nothing. And it was really, really rewarding in its own way, because none of us was ever going to take 7 months off from anything. You know, when you're self-employed and a hustler, you work 300 days a year, you know, and not in your own bed. So to be forced to be home and be still and not think about the normal things that you would normally think about, it was really important. And I'm grateful for it, as fucked up as it is. I'm really, really grateful for that time. And then a couple months into it, I was like, okay, cool. Let's do some writing. Let's do some practicing. Let's whatever. But for the first few months, man, I did nothing. I didn't take phone calls. I didn't Zoom call with people. I just was quiet. And I remember talking to Andy Frasco, and he was like, what are you doing? How are you keeping yourself sane? And I was like, I don't even want to talk to you about it. I just want to be still and not talk to anybody. I love you. Goodbye. But that's just me. That's how I deal, you know?
How about you, Nick?
I started trying to figure out the live stream pretty much immediately. And me and my fiance did a series of streams weekly for a while. And we were really fortunate to be able to get out of Brooklyn from like beginning of May to the middle of July, to head to Vermont, because there was a small spot we could stay up there that was empty, and on the lake. So it was cold, but it was awesome. And we continued to do streams there and kind of try to figure out how to get fucking New York State unemployment on the phone for literally 3 months. And finally I got him. And still rolling with the punches.
Still rolling. So are you Denver? Was that wedding date always selected to be this time, or was this something that you just planned now? I assume your guys are in Denver for the wedding. Am I right? No?
No, it's in New York, but it was supposed to be this past week in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
There was going to be a ton of people there. And obviously we postponed it till next year, and then it just didn't feel right. It was like too far away, and it was like we just thought about if there was a way we could downsize it and have, you know, mostly local New York people there and have it outside and be safe about it. And then we found this place in Prospect Park that was $25 to rent. It looks like an ancient structure from ancient Greece called the Peristyle. Fucking $25, and we played this gig. I played this gig in New York out at this place called the Culture Lab in Long Island City, Queens, outside of the Plaxall Art Galleries, and it's in this big parking lot. And they got a dope food truck there, and they were doing a lot of comedy shows there. But it's huge, and they don't usually do live private events. And we called the guy after the thing, and he's like, "Yeah, make a donation to the art gallery, art foundation, and you guys can do it." So we're gonna do the reception in the parking lot, ceremony in the park. See you later.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a gig this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Is that something you already shot?
It's on Tuesday.
Oh, it's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So our last show is on Sunday. This is how much of a saint his fiance is. He's getting in the day before the wedding.
Whoa. Real.
So it's next. It's
the 20th, 10/20/20.
20th. What did I see something at Cervantes on the 16th, or is that the same gig?
That's happening. That's
Oh,
Friday.
okay. So that's Friday. Wow. Holy crap, man. That's crazy. And is Cervantes going to be that's a stream only, or do
No,
they
there's
have
people. There's tickets
people?
available. There's people. Yeah, they do. I think they sell 45 tickets at tables really far apart. And that'll be 2 actual shows. We do like a 6:30 and a 9:15 or something like that.
Is that your first shows back? Is your first shows in front of people?
Basically, yeah, like at a club.
At a club, ticketed,
yeah.
where you're working again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's in the big room?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So it's indoors, right? Cervantes indoors.
Yeah.
And what did they fit? It's a limited capacity, I assume, right? 25%.
1,200 seat room, and they're selling 45 tickets.
Wow. That's a crusher.
Yeah. So
that is a crusher. Denver,
come on out and be one of the 45.
Oh, I can't imagine. Are there still tickets available?
There's still a couple. They just announced it a couple days ago.
Yeah, I saw it come up, and I'm like, oh, God, these guys, they're at it. You're at it. I'm so proud that you're out and playing. I mean, it's so great. It's what we need. And we got to figure out a way to have live music. What else do you guys have cooking? You have some other stuff cooking besides these 2 gigs?
Well, we're out here for 12 days or something, and we had like 11 gigs in 12 days.
Wow.
So most of them were private, and then we have this one coming up at Cervantes. So we'll work straight through Sunday night, and then he's got to go get married. So,
Wow. So the 16th and the 20th are the 2 ticketed gigs that you're have in Denver, right? Am I got that right?
Just the 16th. The 20th is his wedding.
Oh, God. The 20th is a wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just the 16th. That's it.
Oh, just the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And then you have the 16th, and that's people can pay to watch it. Is it on? What is it on, or is it?
I don't know if there's a stream. I think it's just a gig, like a regular ass gig.
Oh, come on! I want to stream it.
Why don't you fly to Denver? Stay at the table.
That was what I said in the beginning. I'm not going anywhere. Nobody's inviting me anywhere.
Well, I'm inviting you.
I like it. It's the best thing yet. And what's up with the Nth Power? Are we going to get any Nth Power coming up, Nick?
Yeah, we're kind of trying to figure out the best way to proceed with that. We got this album that we're trying to figure out how to get out too, and that's what I'm really psyched about.
All new music.
Yeah, and new music. We got a bunch of remixes.
When did you record that?
Over the course of 2018, 2019.
Oh, okay. So it's been in the can for a while.
Yeah, a bunch of special guests. Yeah.
And were you supposed to release that before the pandemic started? Of course.
There's been a couple times we were supposed to release it, but then when the pandemic came, we're like, all right, we got to really just figure it out. And I'm glad we haven't yet, to be honest with you.
Well, you want it? You have big plans for it?
Well, hopefully, but also just it's just so much happening in the world right now, and I don't know. I feel like it's like I remember some of my friends were releasing stuff through the summer when all the protests started with all the racial unrest, and it was hard because the releases got swept under the rug, And now we got this fucking election and like all this shit. It's like the fucking country's going like this, and it's like let's just wait for a second to see people calm down.
Yeah, well, I think the problem really is that they're generating so much bullshit to command the headlines, even if it's a bunch of lies, so that they can command the conversation and just distract. And you're just like, really, guys? And I agree. I think that a lot of the music's getting lost in the a lot of the new music's being released is getting lost because of the news cycle, because it's so hard to focus on anything.
Yeah, and I mean, that being said, I feel like a lot of this shit should be focused on too, and should be talking about, like, social justice should be on the forefront. My music can wait. Fucking this election should be this, getting this dude out of there should be on the forefront. My shit can wait.
What's your take on what's going on?
My take on what's going on?
Yeah.
I remember reading some quote a while ago, and it was like by one of the OG FBI guys or something, and he was like, "We'll know we've won," or like, "You'll know you've won when people don't know what to believe anymore." You know, like when people, smart, intelligent people, are like they can't tell what's true or not. Like, I don't know. That's like a far out reality that I'm seeing kind of set in. What do I think? I think that I don't know. I've been watching a bunch of documentaries and they got my fucking head spinning.
Conspiracy theories are just like
not really, like the social dilemma shit with the social media driving people farther apart than
well,
they really.
do you find that when you're scrolling? I mean, do you TikTok or do you Instagram?
I feel embarrassed about this because it's certainly a missing link in my career, but I haven't been on fucking Facebook or Instagram in weeks. I can't take it anymore. I blew my gasket when fucking during all the protests. My fiance's black. I'm gonna have black kids. Like I play black music. I fucking like, you know what I mean? Everybody, it's like all this shit. And like, I fucking lost my shit. I was like, I fucking posted all this shit. Like, this is where I fucking stand. Where the fuck do you stand? If you don't fucking tell me where you stand, fuck you. I lost my shit. And then I haven't been on social since.
You're like, I'm self-exiled.
I don't know. I can't. Blew a gasket. I gotta figure it out.
We're getting too much information, and you're right. We don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe, especially when it comes to the pandemic or everything is misinformation.
Right.
How you feeling, Jen?
I feel great. Everything's amazing. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, you know what? A couple interesting things. 15 million people have voted already, which is almost 80% more than normal at this time, which is absolutely incredible. Yeah. Head count registered 1 million. You saw Brownie talking about head count registering 1 million people since they started. And I think they registered probably 400,000 from David Dubrick's giving away the free Tesla campaign.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like whatever we got to do. We got to give away cars. Cool. Wow. Let's do it.
But it's working, and people are in line. People are in line in Kentucky today. They've been in line in Georgia for hours. People want to vote. I've never really seen anything quite like this in my life. Do you remember any time where people gave a shit?
No, but I've never remembered it being so dire either. So, you know, it's nice that, I don't know. I feel like the younger generation doesn't, how do I explain this? Like when you're younger, when you're like able to vote for the first time or whatever, it's like when I was able to vote for the first time, shit was not like this. And it was like, it's an old white guy. Like, you know, it's going to be an old white guy in office. And like, who cares? And I think that you have enough of that. And then all of a sudden it matters, you know? And I think kids don't realize that, and there's also people like my niece is 21. And she is like social justice queen. It's like what she works in politics. She like wants to make a difference. And, you know, like people who are that age who haven't really necessarily been exposed to all of these injustices and all of, you know, it registers as crazy that we're still fighting for this shit. When you're that young, you don't realize that all this stuff's going on. And so I think for the first time, the younger generation is realizing that they have to get involved when they didn't. I didn't feel like I had to be involved when I was 18 or 20. I was involved, but I didn't feel strongly about it. But if everybody feels like their life is at stake, then let's fucking go, you know? And I feel like that's happening. I feel like there's like an awakening of the younger generation too.
Yeah, but when we were younger, the president wasn't coming for our fucking TikTok either.
Correct. Whatever it is, hey, whatever gets you to vote.
You're fine, Trump, until you come for my TikTok, and that's where I'm drawing the line.
Right. Listen, old man, I want to dance with my dog, and you're taking away my right to do that.
Do you know, Nick, I know you're not on TikTok, but the guy that skateboarded with the ocean spray cranberry, I think he made $1 million already because he's been in advertisements and the Cranberry Company sending him stuff. And now he's doing a video every time somebody dies. He did an Eddie Van Halen one. He did a Lakers one. I mean, this guy was homeless in a trailer. He was living in a trailer. He's now he's an advertising phenomenon in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks. This whole thing happened.
Yeah.
So my daughter's telling me she wants to make me a TikTok star, and right about now I'm about to break out the skateboard in the ocean spray and be like, all right, let's do this.
Dude,
Whatever works.
Figure it out, Jeff. Do it. That's fucking amazing.
Figure it out.
Are you have you watched TikTok? You ever looked at it, Nick?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Have an account. I think I'm gonna figure out how to make enough money to pay somebody to do all this shit for me. And I'll be in the studio.
Just say, hey, I'll give you a percentage when we hit it big, and then they get into it. Like my kid wants a cut for doing this. She's like, I'm going to make you TikTok famous, Dad, but
How much?
Yeah, how much? Well, she's already gets when I'm gone. Where else is it going? 3 kids, 30% each.
She's like 80-20 me. I got you.
It's all negotiation at this point, but that's what it is. How is Mr. Chu doing there, Jen?
Mr. Chu is phenomenal. We've spent more time together than we ever have.
And you still love each other. We were talking about it online. I was making fun of you.
Yeah,
You were like, it's so amazing to be with somebody that, and I was like, yeah, you're 7 or 8 years when you're 25 years. And the other person, when you walk by, the other person goes, hey, I guess a little space today.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, that's all I can say. Is so far so good. He's great. He's really great. It's been a pleasure. We bought a house right before all this shit went down. And then we bought a house in December, and then we're gone for 3 months solid. So our stuff was in it, but it wasn't set up or anything. We had maybe spent 3 nights in there between December and March. So to have this time to like set it up and hang out with each other and be like, I don't know, where do you think that should go? It's not like, I was home for 2 days and I put a bunch of shit somewhere. So it's been cool. It's a cool experience. This is our first home together. And so that's been just like a cool part of all of this.
And where, do you have any boxes left empty?
No.
All done, huh?
Oh yeah, all done.
I still got boxes.
You do?
Always. I'm a photographer. It's like, look at this box. Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah, no, I bought a shed. I was like, you put all your gear in there. It's full of amps and speakers, and it's like a man shed.
What else you guys got coming up? New music? You've been writing?
Always.
Yeah, we shared some stuff back and forth. Yeah.
Good. Album?
Yeah, there's a couple talks about the next steps album-wise. We got a couple recordings we're working on right now that are some collaborative efforts, which will come out sometime. I don't know. Is there a release for that thing we're working on right now?
Not that we can discuss, sir.
Copy.
I love it. I love getting into the deep secrets. There's so many.
There's so much information.
Well, it's good to have things going on, right? Because we're definitely at a point now where we need to schedule and figure out what the new paradigm is for our future. Like, where else do you guys see yourselves playing besides these shows in Denver? Do you have any other plans?
I like the private party model.
Yes, backyard parties and stuff like that.
It's easy to contain. It's easy to have people do the right thing. If you keep it small enough, and the impact is great. Like, you get to have this intimate experience with people, which is why I got into music in the first place. Like, you're just having an experience with somebody. So to have the audience there, that it's just, I don't know. I would any day rather play to 100 people than 25,000 people. And we all do it all. But I think the most meaningful is the more intimate experiences. Not knocking sharing your music with a lot of people, but it's just special, it's a little more special. So
Well, and it also doesn't seem like we're going to be in a room with a lot of people anytime soon. I mean, I do appreciate that the test I was talking about at the beginning of the show, the Abbott Laboratories test, is amazing. And it is the kind of thing that can give you comfort in your home and all when you're hanging out with your friends and family, and also can be applied to venues too eventually. I think that that's going to be the paradigm, is people are going to test. And hopefully by the beginning of the year, we can have some of these tests in place and hopefully keep the numbers down. But, you know, you guys are doing a huge service. As always, is there anything you want to tell your people out there, Nick?
Stay safe, wear your mask, take care of each other. It's bigger than you. You know, this is about humanity. Let's fucking be on the right side of this shit.
Yeah. Well said, sir.
Jen?
Well said, sir. That's what happens. We either finish each other's sentences or we stomp all over each other's sentences at the same time. We've gotten really good at both of those things.
All right. We have a question here from Johnny Ray.
Oh,
What up, Johnny?
Question for Nick. How big of a Christmas gift did you get Jen for inviting Trey to jam with y'all in New York?
that was an epic show.
Still waiting on that.
Still waiting on that gift.
So waiting on that gift.
Trey and Christian. How you doing, Johnny Ray? That was the most epic gig ever.
That was a good one.
What does he really elevate the situation, that guy?
Yeah, and Christian McBride or Trey?
Both of them. Well, Christian McBride, I think he put Trey, you know, you're stepping into like the Lions Den with Christian McBride, right? I mean, that guy's just at another fucking level.
He's the torchbearer for upright bass for sure.
Yes. And Trey, I think, had he played with Christian McBride before?
Nope.
Did it knock him off his game at all?
I don't know about knocked him off his game. He was really excited.
Yeah.
You know, we made that record with Christian, and he loved it so much, and is a huge fan. Actually, when we played the Beacon a couple years ago, Christian came to soundcheck. He was in town playing a gig and came to soundcheck. We all had dinner together. It was real sweet. So I mean, he's always been a big fan of Christian's.
Yeah, he could play, and that show was great, and you could see how excited Trey was up there and how lit up he was. I mean, you know, and was that Rockwood Music Hall? Was that or something like that?
Rockwood
Was
too.
that whole 40 people, if lucky, if that?
I think
Well,
118 or something, 110, all packed in there.
That's like this, 118 in that
That's
plate.
pre-COVID. That's
pre-COVID.
they
Yeah,
put
'cause
two people in that.
They closed off the second floor balcony, which they usually have open for more people, but they closed that off so Trey and Christian and them could be up there and be, you know, alone
Relaxed, when they weren't playing.
when they weren't playing.
That's crazy. Well, you know, you guys, you both stepped in shit, by the way. Jen first with Trey, Nick with Jen, and you know, it's amazing to see how it's passed down the line and helping other people out. I mean, I've done it with every young photographer that wasn't overly annoying that came up to me and asked me for help, you know, and I saw they had a little bit of talent. And it's amazing that when you're in the arts, the way we help the younger generation is by opening up our arms and our ears and, you know, giving them a leg up. So thank you for continuing the legend, Jen, and bringing up Nick, and you guys keep everybody entertained. I think you should have a stream going on the show. Just saying.
All right, we'll make a couple calls. Hey, all right.
I know Nikki Gilbert from Stage that I know would love to have you guys on there.
All
So
right, tell him to call Scott Morrow. Let's fucking
I might call your people.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming on and talking to us today. We look forward to more great things. Nick, I've been married 25 years, and my advice to you is she's right even when you know you're right.
I totally hear that.
It's the only way to stay happy.
Yep. Copy.
Well, good luck. And I look forward to many, many, many more good, fun nights with the two of you. We've had a lot of good fun together, and we're going to have a lot more. I know it.
That's what's up.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Bye. Bye, Nick.
Ah.
Thanks, Jen. They're my people, you know, it's like family time here at 420 Live when I get to see Nick and Jen in the and talk to them and see all you guys checking in, all my OCD posse coming in and saying hi today. I love you guys. I miss everybody. The people I see here that we're usually hanging out together at shows and planning and plotting where we're going to stay, how we're going to go, where we're going to sit, who's got the tickets. Call Chabro. Get everything lined up. Who's got the drugs? Aspirin, I'm talking about, folks. Aspirin. 420 Live. Remember, this is 420 Live. And at 420 Live, I have a sponsor. And I'm going to tell you about Sinlawn because they're keeping us on the air. This is artificial turf. Usually, they call it a rug or something like that. This is artificial turf. And I have a lot of artificial turf at my house because I live in California and we have drought. So artificial turf makes it much, much, much easier for you to save money on your water bills and your house look good and patch. You know how it gets patchy? The grass gets patchy, but it's not in the right place. So I think it's a good idea. You water your lawn, you keep your Sin lawn going. And they're doing a contest. I'll have some links up in the upcoming days. We'll be hearing a lot from Sin Lawn here on 420 Live. Get you guys all on the AstroTurf. I know you're on the East Coast. You get plenty of rain. You don't have to worry about it. But on the West Coast, it's important. Turf. We're doing the turf. And also talk about our friends at Ashes Chocolates, the 420 Live bar. Some of my friends tuned in today have tried the 420 Live bar, the CBD bar, 8 ounces of chocolate with CBD, potato chips, pretzels, raisins, coconut flakes, mini M&Ms. You might ask yourself, how do you get mine? You go to ashers.com. You spend $75. You get a 20% discount. That's $60 if you're doing math. And they'll know because you use the code 420 Live to throw the 420 Live bar in there and give you the code, give you the discount. So I don't want you to eat $60 in chocolate. It's a good idea if you send some to your friends too. You could do that from the Ashes site also. And, our friends at Solo Pipe always. The Solo Pipe. You ate the entire thing. Did you feel the CBD, Mel? You ate the entire. They're so good. You literally, you just keep eating it. And it's a different revelation in every bar. Everybody out there, I know there's a lot of things going on, a lot of attention to be pulled. I appreciate you tuning in with us here at 420 Live. Peace, love, and happiness to everybody out there. Here's a big hug. I'm not sure what's going on tomorrow, but I know Friday we got David Shaw from the Revivalists. I might take the day off tomorrow and go to the beach, but I will keep you posted. Keep a look on the socials. Thank you all for tuning in. It was great to see the crowd today, and we look forward to seeing you all back here, 420 Live, with Jeff Kravitz. I can't stop, and neither should you. Have a great night tonight. We will see you